Hello, I'm Councillor Danny Douglas, and this is the City Centre report from Mancroft Labour. This week, we're focusing on transport. Transport matters. Parking, congestion, emissions, street lighting, these things really matter to our families in the city centre. Transport's also at the heart of the debate between Labour and Tories, whether it's about the future of our community, Norfolk's environment, or the threat of global climate change. In 1972, in one of the biggest fests of people power, Tory Edward Heath took away powers from a radical Norwich and gave them to a Conservative county council to deliver education, transport, social services and libraries. In an amazing act of negotiation, Labour Norwich managed to hang on to some influence over Norwich's transport through the Norwich Joint Highways Committee. This has brought us some of the things we love about Norwich today: the 20-mile-an-hour zones, extensive pedestrianisation, pedalways and the park and ride service. All of these provided in the face of Conservative indifference. However, in April, the extremist Conservative County Council took total control of transport in Norwich. This is definitely because they wanted to move resources away from us in urban areas to Conservative voting rural areas. More worryingly, this might be because they want to change transport policy and try and encourage more people to drive directly into the city centre. This may seem crazy at a time when we're talking about carbon emissions, but then again, some of the Tory county councillors are actually talking about returning to the time when they could drive their cattle directly into Norwich city centre. Labour Norwich is leading the fight back. The Tories botched the active travel scheme in the city centre during COVID by failing to consult residents on St Benedict's properly. They provided an M25 roadworks deal on St Benedict's, which has subsequently been improved by a Labour City Council providing attractive planters. I've also secured a resurveying of local residents to ensure we have a better new year for traffic in the city centre. We've also secured a better sighted zebra crossing in the city centre at Cleveland Road, the extension of the 20-mile-an-hour zones around the Durham Road area, more resurfacing of the Marriott's Way with better lighting, the introduction of Beryl bikes, and we're now working on the extension of the scheme to include freewheelers. This is all things I've achieved with Norwich Labour in the last 12 months. In January, proposals will come forward to develop Chatfield's roundabout, including the removal of the traffic lights. Earlier in 2019, we saw the closure of Exchange Street outside Gerrard's. This meant there was only one route out of the city centre, Cleveland Road. The queuing on this road has led to deteriorating air quality. In addition to this, we've also seen delays on Chatfield North, which has meant all the bus services have been delayed throughout the whole city. During scrutiny from Labour, we found out that Tories had relied upon the experience of the staff to design the city centre street closures. This is a complete contrast to their approach to planning the new £2 million staff car park at County Hall, which they ran through complex computer simulations to make sure that Tory councillors didn't have to queue to get on site. It's one rule for them. The key question for the Chatfield's proposals is, will it allow residents to leave the city centre in a more effective manner than they can do now? Will it allow for better use of public transport, walking and cycling? And will it improve air quality in the city centre for our community? Whatever the decision, traffic in Norwich will get worse. And that's because the Tories want to go ahead and spend nearly £500 million on transport infrastructure, all of which is roads, apart from £8 million I managed to save for Broadland Business Park Station and some loose change for footpaths. We need to do better. The Tory County Council are going to spend £5 million digging up St Stephen's to create a new type of bus stop, when actually what we really want is a completely different transport proposition and real change. If the County Council is really serious about air quality in Norwich, it can use the Buses Act 2017 to create an all-electric bus fleet by 2030. They could use the Transforming Cities budget to create a solar plant for recharging buses. This is not a crazy idea. It was the case that Norwich's public transport fleet was electrically powered right up to 1932, and that energy that drove that fleet was actually produced here in Norwich. Let's replace the Western Link scheme with a smaller busway to allow a direct bus route across the Wensum Valley. It's not a crazy idea either. We've actually built half the busway in Queen's Hills. Let's build more railway stations in Norwich than just Broadland Business Park. Look at what Cambridgeshire have done in the constructions of Addenbrooks and Cambridge North, all in the last 10 years. Why can't Norfolk do that? I was a roads protester in the 90s, but I felt I needed part of a larger solution. That's why I formed and ran my own community transport bus company. I ran it for 5 years. And that's why now I'm the Labour Party spokesperson for sustainable transport, as well as your city centre councillor. If you like my ideas and you want to get involved, please get in contact using the links below. I look forward to talking to you.